because all of JDG is basically designed to make this Ezreal feel very bad about himself. You have the cease and desist from Shun, a lot of long-range crowd control from both Pays and Ala. I feel like a lot of it is to just try to assassinate the backline. We'll see if Beishwan does commit to this dive alongside the rest of his bot lane. As Shun is here, however, he is channeling a reset. So it might actually not go for that full commitment as, oh my goodness, it's going to be Knight just picking up first blood. And the minions might not take him down either. He shoves them away with his W and will survive with a kill in his hand for JDG. But BLG know this. They want to actually start the aggression, this time onto the Orange. Still does not have that ulti for the next couple of seconds. The dragon goes down, but it's going to come at the cost of the Orange falling as Knight makes it 2-0 BLG.
Yeah, really solid stuff and great tanking from On as well on that top side, using the Unbreakable to block some of the damage. Now Jun here, level 6 versus Bin.
That ball breaker, here comes the curtain call as well. Cease and desist, everything thrown here at the Rumble, and it will result in that trade being executed. So JDG able to get one back, and it's on to Bin.
Yeah, now Pays will be able to benefit by taking a full plate for himself. Just kidding, he elects to go for a very quick recall. But nice little pickup there. Drake and a kill for Hera and for Void Grubs and a kill. Top laners getting left out in the lurch a little bit here. And I think that this is a really accurate representation of what happens in these lane swaps. If we take a look just individually, very quickly onto your carries as Elk looking for a channeling recall. Expect to see that Trinity Force picked up.
How much money do you have, Elk?
Not enough.
Not really. We didn't get
Shun?
Okay, here comes the trade on the bottom side as looks like Jun actually takes down Bin on the top side of things. We're still looking at this bot lane play though, as Ala pops the Call to Forge God. Knight has no mana, and Ala whiffs the R button. And that's going to be disaster here for JDG as 2 more kills go on to the Talia.
Well, guess who's the strong member of BLG this game, Grapes? I think Knight might be the one that we have to see carry the rest of BLG across the line versus an unstacked tier and Source and Lucidity boot. So Knight might have these 4 kills, but in terms of actual combat power, well, we'll see right now.
It looks like it does enough to force the ultimate coming out from Scout. And they can go right back to the scene of the crime here. JDG on to Bin once again, who's going to end this skirmish 0-3-0 as Shun will pick up yet another kill. He's 3-0 now.
And honestly, keeping Scout at least somewhat relevant in this game.
I want to get into the mind of like an LPL support player. Like, what does On have to benefit for doing that? Like, we're just having some fun. Speaking of fun, it looks like Shin is having some onto Elk too, forcing him to arcane shift underneath the tier 1 turret. Riptail being started up here by JDG. They want to try to control another objective for themselves, and they're currently behind on the Pizza Monster flank. And it will be secured by Shun, even though that True Shot Barrage comes over. And so JD Gaming getting themselves a little bit closer to maybe getting themselves a position here. I want to correct myself. It actually already is the Pizza Strength being collected by BLG. But as I say that, JDG still in a position to try to take over this game as Knight the 4-0 Talia will go down. The Scout finds the mark and forces Beishwan to go and flash away. He's now stuck in a really bad position as Shun's going to pin a kill number 4. And now on the bot side of things, it's been getting targeted. JD Gaming winning on both sides of the map.
And just destroying BLG with no response at all. Knight gets taken down, Beishwan unable to do anything. They look at the bot side, Bin's getting collapsed on for the 4th time this game. And what's Elk and On doing? They didn't take the turret mid lane. They weren't really able to push anything out.
Which lock yourselves automatic bursts into the postseason. You see that dragon now spawning up, and it looks like BLG want to start the fight. They land the Glacier Prison only on the Shun though, and Missing goes in to try to stall things out. Shun looking for Elk, but he's able to arcane shift away. The Searing Charge finds 2, and JDG and Scout are looking to pop off here. Equalizer comes over the top, all unable to find anything as it gets blocked by the Unbreakable of On, but it's still going to be Beishwan in a terrible position, and BLG on the run as the dragon will go JDG's way.
So 1 for 1 here, all told for BLG. They'll probably be happy that they find a kill and don't lose out on really anybody other than Beishwan. Picking up Missing there, taking that kill. They don't really claim any of the shutdowns either, so it's still JDG coming away with the advantage in that by, you know, marked international success for JDG. For BLG, not quite that same success. But these are your heavyweight titans of the LPL from previous years going head-to-head. They've not found that same success this year, but they need to here.
The Otacon has been started by JDG. Remember, they take it slow. However, it's at 4,000 health, and Beishuan's already at 40% HP. Going to be very tough for him to get in the pit and try to pick up a steal. Unbreakable will already pop by missing as he's buying a lot of space. The Otacon going over to JDG, and now they can begin the fight in earnest. The Equalizer is going to force Pays and the rest of JDG on out as the Weaver's Wall comes through from Knight, but it's not enough damage to take down anybody just yet. Missing at 100 HP, he's going to live as the sacrifice will be Alla, but the price that they'll pay is the Otacon going over to JD Gaming.
It's going to take a few people to try and knock this down. They don't have a mid-wave to work with. In fact, they're losing one. Now they're losing Beishuan.
Wow, Sean, that was blind, by the way, into the Tribe Rush, and it allows for Beishuan to go down. Now Pays, with that force shot, gets hit up with the block of On.
Scout just, charged with the ulti and tried to find any of the frontliners there because he is so strong.
Oh, there they go by Ari immediately onto Elk, and the Ezreal is down for the count. Two-man pull from missing as it finds Knight. The Equalizer comes out though, and it's a big shutdown that finds Shun. It is Beishuan to pick up the 1K and put it in his back pocket, but the rest of the fight is going to go JD Gaming's way. Scout and Pays pop off, and it's Bin and Knight still on the run. Seismic shove finds onto missing, but the curtain call has been opened up. Weaver's Wall will be able to get Knight away after popping the Seraph shield, and JDG are going to pick up this mid-tier 2 and go right back to try to claim this Infernal Soul point.
Really, that 1,000 gold off of Jun's head, and the Dragon will go down as well. True Shot Barrage is going to be too early. The rest of JDG, really happy with where they are at the minute. 3-1 in that fight, pathing and mapping his movements themselves.
Oh,
found it again.
Elk for the second time, and that flash is still off of cooldown, baby. Another Searing Charge does connect here, as it looks like the rest of JDG could be in some trouble. The Seismic Shove lands on the Shun. Alla finally arriving, knocking up one. Bin is very low, but Knight is still full HP until he gets hit up by the Ornhorn. And JDG now going to try to finish off this fight. Deadly Flourish dodges away from Knight's doing his damnedest to try to save this game. But JDG have already picked up 3 members. They're looking for another one. Pays flashes forward. The fourth shot is going to be able to do it. And they will be able to take down all but On.
They've lost so much ground in this game because of it. And now Jun's sniping around again, looking for these fights. They didn't quite have Alla with them. Didn't feel confident to go for it. But I mean, looking at just how the difference in these carries is at the minute. Scout a level up overnight. Bin down 2 levels on Alla. Elk down a level on Pays. On. Careful, everybody down, missing.
Now here comes missing. The better support play is a 2-man knockup so far. The Equalizer coming out and separating a little bit here for JDG, but Beishuan is getting targeted, and Scouts force the Spirit Rush away. Here comes that curtain call. Pays has the opportunity to do a lot of damage. Who's that 4-shot going to find? Not anybody here, as Shun's not going to go down, and Elk still has the opportunity to dash forward, finally using that a flash, and it's going to be used to try to burn down JD Gaming. Knight goes through the Weaver's Wall. Scout and Ella are very low.
Look at Pays.
Pays doing his best. He finds the 4th shot on Elk, and it's going to allow for Knight to get the kill too. Pays finding everyone on Bilibili, and only On will survive, as the Baron could be on the menu.
Take him out of this fight as well. They're fighting on live.
Unbelievable play by the backline carries, and we just gotta go into another team fight here as Beishuan has gotten stunned up. He's using the Audacious Charge forward, and the Dragon is being tagged. Now JDG can claim themselves the Infernal Soul if they land the final hit onto the Drake. Call the Forge God, going to be used. It finds both the backline carries and Scouts on the backline. We're gonna try to finish off this team fight. Searing Charge has connected on the Knight. The flash forward from Scout, and there comes the curtain call, baby. It's JD Gaming getting the soul, getting the fight. They're looking on to Elk. The season assist combined with the Deadly Flourish will find it, and that'll do it. JDG are going to march into the base and take game 1 over Bilibili.
And it took them 30 minutes to do it, Grapes. It took them 2 solid team fights and 3 crucial picks onto Elk. But they find game number 1. The Drake Soul at their backs. Game 1 goes to JDG.
And on the back of it, the biggest player here, 10-0-10. For Pays' Jhin, as that was a 10 out of 10. A masterpiece here for one of the best players we have in the LPL. Is JDG up 1-0.
Yeah, like they've picked 4 divers here. I mean, 5 divers. Annie doesn't want to play defensive. 5 divers versus Renata, Victor. Insta-rush those tier 2 boots. Martial cadence means that Kalista can now hop a lot more, and Arla now looking for a bit of a fight bot lane.
throws out the Grandmaster's Might. The Maiden is helping out Bin. It's a 1.5v1, but right now that is good odds for the Yorick. As now, in the mid lane, it is Knight going too far, and Shun picking up first blood for JDG. BLG on the top side are going to start up these grubs. We'll see if Shun wants to go in with the Grand Starfall to try to steal one of these away, or if he's instead going to focus on clearing out his camps with Paze and missing one to head back to base.
Yeah, and Scout also just recalled into that mid lane, so not really the power on this top side to try and fight the individual laning advantages that BLG have found so far are proving to be enough to bleed into now these neutral objectives, as BLG swapped up to this top side to secure grubs, which is going to be the Yorick quintessential moment where you want your Yorick to have grubs so that he can side lane more effectively, can take these turrets. They're the ones that are going to take this for themselves, and now looking potentially on tonight. Remember, he's got Merc, so CC is a little bit weak.
But doesn't have a flash. Missing. Almost had the cocoon. And now with the repel up, actually putting himself in some danger, as Knight doesn't have a lot of
Scout's
items,
got
but
flash.
still has some base damages. But Knight, remember, is flashless, and there goes Shun, there goes Tibbers, and that's another kill picked up for the JDG jungler.
And it's just so disappointing
that once Shun dashes in, it's just too much DPS from Bin to make anything happen. Oh, Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Force is missing to use the repel, but now he gets flashed upon. Handshake, how you doing, man? As there goes the hostile takeover, and missing is taken down, and Bin collects the gold. They're looking for Ala as he's forced to flash away, and Shun is now trying to clear out this wave to make sure he cannot get dove.
And that is what we're after. The second BLG start to play together, they make these fights look easy. Jun now going to die. There's a TP in.
Yeah, the Impale already used. It's onto the Pantheon in a 1v4 situation. Not going to go well, as Bin gets kill number 2 for himself, as the mid laner's dueling it out a little bit. Scout flashes in. Oh, he finds the combo as Knight dies for the 3rd time this game.
Maybe the Herald is going to be that window where JDG looks to find it. Malignance even picked up for Scout. Pace still not with that Blade of the Ruin King just yet, so he's not going to be popping off in these team fights just yet. Jun caught in the cage.
Yeah, and there goes a 2-man Impale. Everybody caught in the crowd control chamber as the hostile takeover goes on to missing, and Bin will smite him down with a shovel. It's a double kill picked up for the Yorick, and he is very strong here in this game. Has all 4 kills for Bilibili Gaming. They're going to get the Rift Herald as well.
Yeah, he's digging graves left, right, and center right now for BLG, just tearing JDG to shreds. Second he finds a target, they get taken down, and this combo of Skarner and Arta, we've seen it a couple of times in the LPL already, but BLG seems to be nailing it time and time again. Beichuan holds them in place, the hostile takeover keeps them rooted for another couple of seconds, and it's more and more power going the way of BLG. They thought that game 1, Steam, to be honest, just ulting like that.
Gonna result in JDG getting a dragon potentially here, as there goes a cocoon. They have found the pick onto On, but it's just onto the support. They send missing forward, and it forces Elk to flash away, but now the volleys can't come through, and the kiting can start to be used in response. Bin coming in with the TP, or just running into this dragon pit, is gonna get stunned up and taken down by Shun. JD Gaming somehow able to secure themselves the dragon and a fight.
And this is what we were saying, that this is their time to do it, right? They're on such a fine window. Really impressive. Elk actually getting a good flash over the wall is also very important. And look at live, though.
Oh, that is just Elk going down. Remember, he used his flash in the last fight. Shun forcing On to flash away. And now BLG could be in some trouble. Bin has to flash out. There goes Scout with the Incinerate. This bailout is not going to be able to save the Yorick, as Ala goes for the flash.
That's
it's 3 more kills for JDG.
And Knight now, the one standing under this turret. Beichuan still there, still lurking to try and help him out, but Ala's on a flank, Scout's on another.
Scout finds the Tibbers. It's on the Knight. That's another one. It's going to be an ace picked up for Bilibili. Or onto Bilibili.
A 5-4-0, and JDG come alive off of one Drake fight. They turn the entire game back around. Jun being bought into BLG to try to save their season at some point, and then not getting a spot on that same team for the next year, going back and saying, you should have kept me, you should have fought harder for my contract, and you should have looked to keep me on your roster. This is exactly why
Solo Queue Predictor really thinks that their home team has the advantage here, and they make sense as the scaling or the snowballing composition. You're 3,000 gold up for 20 minutes.
Items in favor of JDG, and this is another fight that they're going to want to take, and another one where Scout, no flash just yet, sort of 20-30 seconds left on that summoner spell. That's the big ticket hitter.
I mean, if you're BLG, you want to try to stall this game out as long as possible, but if this Otacon goes over, it might be a deficit that could be pretty hard to come back from, and it already is at this point.
Ala?
They're going to try to lock down Ala, as here comes the Grand Starfall. The hostile takeover is big. Ala goes down, and the shutdown goes the way of the victor. A two-man impale, but PaZe is still going to survive, but finally gets taken down by Elk as he gets saved by the bailout. Scout is down, and somehow BLG answer right back. They'll get themselves an ace, and the Unireverse card will find a quadra kill in the night.
And the victor, who's been destroyed this entire game, put in the dirt. 0-4-2 before this fight, tears JDG to shreds. A complete switch up from the fights previously.
Is barely able to survive his Elk. That bailout buying so much time, allowing Elk to do so much damage on the Ashe as well.
BLG won, and that Beichuan has been able to find fight over this red buff could happen though. Here we go.
Oh, wow. Take a look at Shun. He might have dove way too far here. He's forced to flash away. The hostile takeover. It finds 4 people. That bought so much time.
Though.
But now all in the back line. They find a 4-man knockup with the Fate's Call. And missing might have just helped BLG
bail out.
go meet their
Elk's
doom.
dead.
It's 3 for nothing. Back and forth we go. Get on the seesaw, baby. This is the LPL. Ala finds the stunner tonight. He's forced to go golden, but he will die all the same. It is Baron picked up for JDG.
And after On lands the massive hostile takeover, Ala splits up BLG and single-handedly carries that fight. Scout immediately down to the bot lane. They want more than just the Baron from this Grapes. They're going to take turrets bot lane, look to push mid lane, push out top side as well. JDG, they know that the game is in their hands and they are looking to put it to bed.
This is going to be one of the craziest goal graphs that we have seen this split, and we cover the LPL. That is just how wild this game has been. So they want to make sure they put themselves at a gold lead that is insurmountable here off of this power play that lasts for 90 seconds longer. They can find it onto On. They land the stun. They land the timbers. It's Scout that finds it, and the support for BLG is down for the count.
And now they've got no disengage tools, right? That Impale can do a good job at keeping people at bay.
Over the wall for the 2-man stun. Here comes the Grand Starfall. They're going onto the back line. They find the Impale, and it will be the Pantheon getting shut down as Elk picks up a big chunk of cash.
Power that this Scout has, he can give a pretty big shield over to the Callista. They turn around, they find Soul Point. Grapes, if you ask JDG what they wanted from this Baron, they'd have said the game. See this, and now they know that they're routed.
This team composition is meant to disengage, but they're going to have a tough task at doing that as here comes the solo laners. There's a nice counter strike from Ala, but everybody on BLG still alive. Bayless onto Elk, but he will go down. The hostile takeover finds 3, but it's nobody on BLG that can do any significant damage. On will go down. Beichuan's already fallen. It is just Knight standing. He teleports back to the base, and that is exactly where JDG intend to head. Potentially ending here, as it is PaZe missing and Ala hitting onto this bot lane inhibitor. There's 10 seconds on the top side, 5 seconds on Elk. So the BM was just to buy some time to make sure Knight could not rotate down. So it's only 1 inhibitor taken off of that play, and they used a lot of teleports to use a lot of resources for it.
He can do in that situation. A handshake earlier might have been a debt to Ala again.
Ala, again, looking for Elk, as the Ashe is already at half HP. In a lot of trouble. The hostile takeover. It doesn't find the Jax. And there goes Ala onto the back line. Grand Starfall coming in as BLG are cut off in their own jungle. It's going to be Beichuan stunned up as he's fighting a 3v1 that he certainly does not win. Ala somehow still alive, but he gets shut down as it's the victor to pick up the kill. Knight flashing over the wall. Somehow BLG still has some life, but here comes PaZe. PaZe gets himself another, but PaZe will go down tonight. What a game this has been. It is Ben who's going to try to pick up the ace. Sean on the Pantheon will not have his Guardian Angel pop. The Comet Spear not finding the crit. What a game. It is just a 1 one-man army that is standing for both JDG and Bilibili. With BLG starting this dragon up first. Remember, you saw how low those health bars were. A Chemtech Soul would be absolutely massive if you're JDG, but Shun is getting singled out right now, and there comes a ton of damage onto the backline. Knight has fully scaled up here, but here comes Ala. He gets handshaked away. On doesn't find the stub, and the Fate's Call comes through. There comes all the damage that JDG need. Elk is gonna die. Beishwan is dead as well. Knight's able to find something, but now it's been stuck in a 1v3. Can the Yorick find a miracle play to save the game for BLG? Absolutely not. 4 strong are JDG with an ace picked up. They're gonna march into the mid lane and give BLG their first loss of the second round robin of the LPL.
A second teleport from Arla to put BLG in the dirt. Pay stands strong and JDG take the series.
3 straight series here for JD Gaming. They are peaking at absolutely the right time. As the win streak is over, the honeymoon is over. JD Gaming get the 2-0 over BLG.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.